on in. I wanted to give you guys an apartment tour today. So we moved in here back in April, I want to say, right during the height of the pandemic and lockdown here in California. We moved from a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom to a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom, and we happen to love it here. So anyways, come on in, let's check it out. So as you can see, we have a very open floor plan, and when we moved in, I was very anxious about whether or not the dining table was going to be able to fit in here because it's kind of a beast and I didn't know how I was going to make it all work. But I think for what we have to work with, or for what we had to work with, it came out as best as it possibly could. So we have our dining area, which functions as an office space, a catch-all really. We just tend to dump a lot of things on there. Our TV viewing experience, as well as our couch and another little chair that we can move around whenever we have guests, which truly we haven't had very many guests since, you know, it's 2020. And then as you can see, this is our Christmas edition. So we have our Christmas tree out and just a couple of other little decor items that we normally wouldn't have. If you flip around to this side, here is our kitchen. I happen to love that the kitchen looks out into the rest of the area, like the front living space, just because I have a little 3-year-old, so I can kind of watch her as she does her thing and I'm, you know, cooking or something. And can I just say that this kitchen did not look like this at all when we moved in, and we've used nothing but renter-friendly upgrades for the kitchen. So the actual countertop is like this weird brown speckled, I don't even know what to call it, color. It's just like a giant piece of plastic, it looks like, and it's ugly. I've always wanted to have butcher block countertops, so I thought, why not do a faux butcher block with some contact paper? So that's what we laid down, my husband and I. And then the backsplash is also just some pill and stick wallpaper that we added because it was just plain white. The cabinets also came without any handles. We added our own, and when we move out, we'll be able to patch those holes and take those handles with us. And then just to add a little more decor as well as some storage space, we created these little hooks up above the sink to hang our mugs and the herbs that I'm drying from my mom's garden. So it's nothing crazy special in here, but from the before and after, I feel like it is a pretty drastic change, and I think it looks exponentially better than what it originally did when we first moved in. All right, so now that you've seen both the living, kitchen, and dining space, we can head on over to my daughter's room. This room is very bohemian inspired, but it's also, I think, decor-wise, very light and airy compared to the rest of the house, which my, I guess, designed flavor or preference tends to be a little bit darker, a little moodier maybe, but this is just like a fun curly room, and I wanted to do that for my daughter. So we have a fun little tent. We have this really great thrifted piece that has followed us from all our different apartments. We used to use it as a changing table back in the day, but now it actually functions as toy storage as well as all of like her little like brushes and hair accessories and things like that. So it's fun that it's been so versatile, because before, when she was a baby, those baskets all had cloth diapers in them. So yeah, I just love when you can find furniture pieces that are thrifted, but they're also super versatile, so they can kind of grow with the space. I've had her in a twin size bed for quite a while now, but we upgraded to like a nice kind of little wrought iron, almost farm style bed. I should say farmhouse, not farm style. Farmhouse style. But I feel like these wrought iron beds tend to be my preference, and I think they're kind of timeless. For most of my life, have always had a wrought iron bed, so I really enjoy it, and I think it just kind of makes the space feel a little more established. Then she has her whole like bookshelves as well as like puzzles and blocks over here. I did put up this mirror for her so that she could see herself in the morning when she's getting ready. So if she ever wants to brush her hair, brush her teeth, if she's like wiping her face with a washcloth, I think that's really important for her to feel independent and like obviously like she can do things on her own. And to have a mirror that is at her height is the way to do that. So without further ado, let's go into the tiniest little bathroom you will probably ever see. I don't know how we're all going to fit in there while we try to film, so let's get some lights on. This is our nice little hallway. For a while I thought it was kind of like boring and plain in here and just kind of an odd transition space between rooms. And I realized that my daughter was bringing home a bunch of art from school, and it was just kind of laying all around the house, and I wanted to be able to display it and make it a little bit more personable. So I just really simply hung some twine with some hooks, and then got like, I have like paper clips holding it up. It's just a fun little place for her to see her art, and I think she really enjoys seeing it and feels like valued that we display our art instead of just like putting it in a box and storing it under the bed or even just like throwing it out. Now I do have to sift through it because she brings like tons of art home every single day from daycare. But even still, just having some of the pieces displayed, I think it's just a nice way to make the home feel a little more special and personal to the family. So let's move on now to my tiny bathroom. Come on in. So this bathroom is super small. This was like my one hesitation when we first moved in, because we had 2 bathrooms in our old apartment that were nicely sized, and we were basically downgrading to a single bathroom that was tiny, but I think we've really made it work. So the best thing that I feel like we've added is extra storage space with these shelves. So we have kind of our hand and wash cloths here. I use that for my face, so does my daughter. And then my daughter loves to keep books in the bathroom for when she's going to the bathroom. So she always likes to read her little potty time with Elmo book, which I think is very appropriate when you're 3 and having to use the restroom. So there's that. As much as it is small, I also feel like this bathroom has a lot of kind of style and pizzazz to it. So one thing that my husband did for me that I initially thought, like, if we move here, this is what I want to do, is I added this thrifted mirror. It had just like a big like slab of a mirror, and we actually took that out, put it in our little storage closet. It's nicely wrapped in plastic. We'll reinstall it whenever we move out. But for now, we have this really cool decorative mirror that I think just makes the bathroom feel a little bit more styled. So that's a nice thing to do when you're in a rented space and can't really do like a, whole renovation in the bathroom. And then everything else is just decor elements. This is actually a DIY because I really wanted those pampas grass, but haven't been able to find them. So I did a DIY. I got this off of Emily Faith's YouTube channel. So if you're into like DIYs, macrame, things like that, definitely check it out. But I just felt like it kind of turned out cool. And then this shower curtain I've been wanting for years, and I finally got it. I thrifted it off eBay. And it's an Anthropologie shower curtain. I couldn't justify spending the money buying it new off of Anthropologie, so thrifting it is a great way to save. And yeah, it's something I've been wanting for years. The other thing that I did that is not that special or anything, but I always feel really proud of myself, I added these tassels to the shower curtain. My mom had a bunch of these that she got off of, I think it's a clothing brand called Johnny Was, that they add tassels to all of their tags for the clothing. So whenever she would buy a piece of clothing or whatever it may be, she would take off those tassels and then just keep it as like, something to have on hand. And she had so many that I asked her if I could have them, and I used it in a decor piece. So it's just a really fun way to like upcycle in your home and add like little touches of uniqueness to what would just kind of be casual. So anyways, let's move over to our master bedroom, which is humongous. This is the biggest room that I've ever lived in, and sometimes I wish some of the square footage of the bathroom could kind of eat into this like massive space. But since we have been mostly at home for 2020, it's actually served really well, and it's been extremely functional. So here I have my health and wellness area where I have all my essential oils. I love to use Young Living oils. They're really invaluable to just like my lifestyle. And then I also have my little workout area, and I'm thinking of making this kind of like a little meditation corner, but that's in the works. So that's there for now. This is my wellness area, and this is basically the space that I always work out in. So It's quite a big space, you know. I kind of get a little, good space in. So we have that, and yeah, I'm just grateful that we've had the space so that I can work out at home. On the opposite side is kind of like our office area. So we have our desk set up over there. We have like a little chair in the event that we wanted to have a sit down. A couple of things that we did that I think really improved the space is we added back in this mat. It used to be in my office at my job. My husband made this for me years ago. And I loved it in my office because my office was so plain. It just needed like some art in it. But then we were working from home for months on end. So we actually went into my office, took it off the wall, brought it back home, hung it up. And I just felt like it really established the space and just made like a nice little decor moment and like a nice centerpiece. And we haven't painted in this space at all, so I feel like that kind of adds some color to the wall. Another thing that we did is we had a friend come in and change out our lights. So the light fixture in my daughter's room and our room has been changed out. And I think it just makes such a difference in a rented space because I have hated looking at those like boob lights, if you know what I'm talking about. So anyways, that is our apartment tour. I have like a couple areas that I could show you, like our closet and our storage closet, but it's not exciting at all. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Give this video a thumbs up. And I'll catch you in next week's video. Bye.